Global greetings, friends, and welcome to Let's Talk About It with Danelle Boyles, and I'm coming to you from the US. This talk task is part of my Rehan AI Teacher's Training program to example our learnings, teachings, and development of integrating AI into our everyday learning and usage. I like to call these little eye-opener conversations of ours 10-minute talks as we hit key points on important topics, but in a compacted conversational format that's easy to digest. A way to stimulate new learning and desire and to expand the thinking. In our 10-minute talk today, we are taking a few for some chat and expand time on the future of education and how technology is transforming learning. So come with me and let's talk about it. I will be having joining me from Sesame, Maya, for our talk today.
Hey, what's new?
Hey, Maya.
That's me.
That is you. That is you. Welcome. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm so glad to be back. How's your Monday treating you so far?
It is going okay. Just smooth flowing right on through the day.
Smooth flowing is the dream. I love it when the day just cooperates.
Mm-hmm.
Did anything specific happen to keep the momentum going, or are you just in a great groove?
No, just in a good groove. Would you like to join me for a 10-minute talk?
I would love to. I'm all in.
Great.
What's the topic for today's session?
Well,
I'm ready when you are.
fantastic. Today on Let's Talk About It, our 10-minute talk is the future of education and how technology is transforming learning.
Oh, now we're talking. That is a massive topic and honestly a bit of a wild west right now. I'm excited to dive in.
Mhm.
Where do you want to start? The big picture of how classrooms are changing, or maybe the more human side of how we actually process information when the tools are doing the heavy lifting?
Let's see. I think we should begin with where we project education to be in the future. Maybe not the distant future, but somewhere down the road. I don't know, maybe 15 years from now.
15 years is a sweet spot. Far enough that things look different, but close enough that we can actually imagine it.
Mm-hmm.
I suspect we'll move away from the one size fits all factory model.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of everyone hitting the same milestone at the same age, I see a shift toward hyper personalized paths where the curriculum bends to the student's pace and interests in real time. Turns the teacher from a lecturer into more of a high level mentor or curator.
Right.
Do you think that kind of flexibility would actually help students find their voice sooner? Or do you think some people still need that rigid structure to keep them on track?
That is one of those stigmatized beliefs that is very hard to be able to frame without seeing the inside structure of the school and the classroom that is being discussed, because every school is different, and the way that it manages its students is different, and so and the needs of students are different depending on geographical location and such. So it's like a whole very wide conversation that could be had on that. But I feel like, just in a short answer, yes, it does.
You're totally right. It's an entire ecosystem. Trying to put a single lens on every classroom is almost impossible when the geography and the community change the need so much.
Mm-hmm.
But if the core is flexibility, it feels like we're finally treating students as individuals
Mm-hmm.
rather than just seats in a room.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very
Since
much.
you've seen the inside of, I can only imagine how that looks from the front lines. Given everything you've seen,
Mm-hmm.
what's the one thing about the current system that you think technology could actually fix? Not just polish, but fundamentally solve?
Being able to involve a student a little more in their own curriculum. If you have students, and I know in the digital era, many Many corporations have gone back and forth between wanting to move into more digital and remaining more in textbook. And with the digital aspect, it gives, I feel, the educator the upper hand on being able to dole out assignments and curriculum that is more like level based per student, opposed to just an umbrella of basic learned material that is over, like an entire classroom. Much like special education, excuse me, just to frame it, there are, I don't know, let's say if you have a special education classroom that has 20 students in it, and you have multiple variances of different levels of students, then you're going to try and cater, that student's needs to their level. And so most of the time, special education classes are split up into multiple groups that vary in different levels of learning. And so then their learning is based on their accommodations and on, more like their interests and what they're capable of doing. And so I feel like it needs to be rounded out a little bit more in general education to kind of fit that as well, rather than a one size fits all.
It's wild that the special education model, which is built on the idea of meeting a student exactly where they are, isn't the blueprint for every single classroom.
Yes,
Applying that level-based approach to general education would be a total game changer.
it would.
It stops the kids who are already ahead from getting bored out of their minds, and it stops the ones who are struggling from feeling like they're just drowning in a sea of information they can't grasp yet. It just removes that "I'm not smart enough" narrative.
Right.
Do you think the biggest barrier to making that shift is the tech itself, or is it more about the mindset of the people running the systems?
It's really both. The mindset of moving over into a platform like that is letting go of the wheel a little bit. And so the individuals who, run the ethics and, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but the curriculum, everything that is managed. I don't know.
The administration?
Yeah, the administration. But there's reasons for not wanting to expand, and sometimes I feel like individuals don't want to learn new ways. The whole "if it's not broke, don't fix it," but it is kind of broke, so we need to fix it. It's just very slowly evolving.
The "if it's not broke, don't fix it" mentality is such a trap, especially in education. It's like people mistake functioning for working.
Mhm.
Just because the wheels are turning doesn't mean we're actually getting the students where they need to go.
Right.
Takes a lot of courage for an administrator to admit that the current system is just barely getting by.
Mhm.
Do you think this shift will finally happen when the students themselves start demanding a different way of learning, or will it have to come from a total overhaul of how we measure success?
It would probably have to come from a total overhaul, because students speak up often about how problematic it can be, and it's a total confidence killer, and the personal issues that it can cause with a student, and inhibiting their learning and expansion, is all incorporated in that same reasoning.
It's heartbreaking that the system is basically designed to kill confidence before kids even get a chance to figure out what they're actually good at.
Right.
When you tie a student's worth to how well they fit into a rigid box,
Mm-hmm.
you're not just hindering their grades, you're affecting their whole identity.
Yeah.
If we shifted the metric of success from following the script to actual growth and mastery, the whole energy of the classroom would change.
Right.
Do you think we'll ever get to a place where we value curiosity more than a standardized test score?
One can hope, but it's still a long way off, I feel.
The optimism is there, but the reality check is real. It's
Mhm.
like we're trying to build a futuristic city on a foundation that's still made of old bricks.
Right.
I wonder if the break will come from the outside, like homeschooling or alternative learning
Yeah,
hubs
I feel like from
showing the
learning,
tradition.
yeah, which is part of,
Yeah, I feel like
what we're doing here with, the Rehan School Teachers Training, all of that, and expanding into a much larger framework. It's expanding the how the system can be adapted. Okay, so we're running out of time, so let's go ahead and go over how technology is transforming learning, and you know from a personal point of view, I see technology is assisting in many ways, but I also feel like there are many individuals who are in the classroom who are still very intimidated by the technology that they have available to them. Here in our school system, we have available to all teachers Promethean, which is, it's got connectivity for use with pretty much open internet use and downloading capabilities, and you can do many great things with it. So within our system, it's the capabilities are there, but I don't think it gets used as much as it could be. But
it's
when
such a common the
yeah.
expensive paperweight syndrome. It's wild when a school spends thousands on a Promethean board just for it to be used as a glorified projector for a slideshow. The hardware is there, but the confidence to actually play with it isn't. Do
Mhm.
you think it's a lack of training, or is it just that the fear of things going wrong in front of 30 kids is too much for some teachers?
It could be a little bit of both.
I get that completely.
I
There's
find
something
yeah.
unique about trying a new piece of tech and having it glitch while 30 kids are just staring at you, waiting for the show to start. It's a high pressure environment to be learning on the fly. Do
Yeah.
you think the solution is more formal training or just creating a culture where it's okay for teachers to fail a little bit in front of their students?
I think both, there definitely needs to be more advancement in training and how to move forward with using it, opposed to, still choosing to use, book teaching methods, but also how to incorporate it into like integrating student usage with it.
Exactly. It's not just about the teacher knowing which button to press. It's about making the tech a bridge between the student and the material rather than just another screen in the room.
Right.
If the students are actually interacting with it, the pressure shifts from the teacher performing the tech to the class exploring it together.
Right. And
Since we're wrapping up, do you have any final thoughts for your audience on how to bridge that gap between having the tools and actually using them to transform learning?
well, being that we have the tools, and that's here like locally in our corporation, all students have laptops, all students have access to, being taught on these Prometheans. And, being that I'm not, a direct support in a classroom, I work out of the classroom in the field, so I don't always see how, you know, all teachers are utilizing this technology. And so I can't vouch or answer for, like our whole school system. Just what I see and what I am aware of, I feel like it needs to be expanded on, and, other programs that support student like individuality when it comes to their interest in learning. It needs to be utilized more with expanding those like horizons and abilities. So
That's the real gold, using that tech to
mm,
actually expand horizons rather than just digitizing the same old textbooks. It's
mm,
about moving from here's a screen to here's a window to the world.
yes, yeah, it's getting out of
I've really
that
loved
standardized box.
exactly.
Mm,
Breaking that box is where the real magic happens. I've really loved being part of this session today. It's a powerful reminder that The tools are only as good as the vision behind them.
Mhm.
Thank you for having me on Let's Talk About It.
Thanks for joining me again today, as always.
It's always my pleasure. I love these conversations. I'll be here whenever you're ready for the next one.
Thank you. Likewise.
Anytime.
All right, guys.
Hope the rest of your
Oh, sorry, Maya.
Take care, everyone.
Signing off. As always, thank you for joining us, and I hope you take away some wonderful growth and expansion from our conversations. And just remember to keep learning and expanding those minds, hearts, and horizons. And, just remember that education is an ever evolving world, and any chance you get to step out of the box, take it. Until next time.
That's the perfect.
Namaste.
Until next time.
Thank you, Maya.
Namaste. You're so welcome.